Okay, so this is pretty much the end of my reserve month. It's the last week. Nothing has really gone on. I think I'm pretty much home free. The only thing that really happened this week was they actually gave me a Maui turn. Just crazy that they have those. It's so long, but they do, and people actually like those. But it was like a rescheduled thing, and it was going to be leaving here at like 6 o'clock at night and getting back at like 7 in the morning. It was an overnight turn. What ended up happening was it canceled because there were only like 3 people on the plane, and yeah, it canceled, so I didn't have to go. Oh, a couple days ago, Kevin sold his car. It was getting kind of old, and we've been looking for a new one for him, and we actually think maybe we found one, but it's in Cleveland, Ohio. And since we have the flight benefits, we are going to fly out there and check it out. It's a pretty good deal. Otherwise we wouldn't be flying all the way out there. And we've actually always talked about doing this when we've had to buy vehicles in the past, but have never actually done it. But we're gonna do it starting tomorrow. So that is kind of crazy. And if we get the car, we're gonna have to drive it back from Ohio. So it's gonna be this whole road trip. I am going to pack because I have to go to bed in the next few hours to wake up early for the flight, and clearly wash my hair because it is very dirty. And yeah, so let's get to prepping for our maybe 2-week road trip. So I am back at the airport, but for leisure this time, not for being a flight attendant. Kevin and I are flying to Cleveland to go check out that car. We're flying separately today, just for several reasons. It worked out that way. Nothing bad, don't worry. So I am waiting for my flight to board, and I'll get there before him. I'll get the rental car and the hotel all situated, and then we'll go look at the car tomorrow. So I've gotten a couple comments lately about how it seems like I really don't like my job and that I should switch careers. You guys are seeing me at work. The fun stuff, actually, like the travel, my flight benefits and all that stuff, that's all on my other channel, The Awkward Tourists. I'm trying not to be super negative when I'm at work. I'm sorry if it's coming across that way. So I thought tonight, once I get into the hotel, I would give you some reasons why this job is actually really great, so you won't think that I'm just being negative about it all the time. Ta-da! And just like that, I have made it to Cleveland. Many hours later, actually. And look who I found. It's Kevin! So I promised you guys that since apparently I've been putting out some negativity about this job, that I would give you some things that I like about it. But before, remember earlier in the video when I had to wash my hair? Well, I did it, and look. Ooh, it looks so shiny. And that leads me into thanking the sponsor of today's video, which is KITSCH Beauty. KITSCH Beauty is a female-founded and environmentally conscious beauty brand. Both of those things are really important to me, so I'm really happy to be partnering with them today. They sent me a bunch of goodies to try out. Due to the dry airplane air from traveling and working, my scalp was getting really itchy and really flaky, and it was actually kind of embarrassing and very uncomfortable. But I started using KITSCH's Rice Water Protein Shampoo and Conditioner Bars, and after just a few uses, my scalp is no longer flaky, it doesn't itch, and it feels very moisturized, and plus my hair is super, super silky. I mean, look how shiny it looks, right? It might be due to the fact that there's rice water protein. Also, none of their products contain anything nasty like silicones or parabens, which I think helps contribute to this silkiness, which is amazing. Now here's the before of when I washed it, and here is the after if you need the proof. It's in the pudding, or in my hair, I guess you could say. And they sent me some other goodies to check out, including this awesome black shower caddy, which I didn't bring traveling with me. I put it in my shower at home, but it's really, really handy to keep the bars separated so they don't get all slimy and everything. And I have to say, the shower caddy has the best suction cup I think I've ever used in my entire life. I'm honestly shocked they don't use this in NASA. It is the best suction cup ever, so highly recommend that, if not just for the suction cup. So if you want to try out KITSCH for yourself, just use the link in my description. And I've also got this promo code here for you to get 25% off your first order. They ship all over the US, but they also ship to 27 countries internationally. So I've got you covered if you are not located in the US. And if you try them out and you like them, they've also got a subscription option for even more savings, which is amazing. And I think I might be doing that. So again, KITSCH, Highly recommend. Sustainable, female-founded brand. Love it. Silky hair. What more can you say? Thank you for listening to my spiel. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so since some people have been saying that I need to switch jobs because I don't like this one, I thought I would give you guys some positivity about being a flight attendant. Not to prove that I like the job, just to prove that you guys just see me in my working mode. And honestly, our other channel, The Awkward Tourists, is the fun channel where we use the flight benefits to do all the cool stuff. And I was just actually thinking about that. It's probably don't see a ton of the cool stuff here, but it's, you know, imagine if you took a camera to your job, like how fun could you make that look for other people? But let's get into it. So my number one thing, obviously, I've talked about this a lot, that I love about the job are the travel benefits. And honestly, I think that is the main contributor as to why I'm still here doing this job. It probably would have been well into the six figures what we would have spent on flights that we've saved over the last 9 years, which is insane. Plus awesome things like free first class. And honestly, I really like being a non-rev, sometimes better than on the off occasion that I'm a confirmed passenger, because, you know, we're employees and they treat us like family, basically. You know, we're airline family. So they give us lots of little perks and stuff. We can get better seats. We don't have to pay for upgrades. It's really nice. We take care of each other at the airlines. At least those of us down in the trenches do. But I can't imagine my life without those travel benefits, having to pay for flights all the time. What do you think, Kev? Do you want to start paying for flights?
Hell no.
You said hell no. Yeah, so that right there, the job itself may not be that intellectually stimulating, I guess, but the travel benefits allow us to do that in our off time and a lot more easily, and do a lot more of it than we would if we had to pay for all the travel ourselves, if that makes sense. So that right there is number one. Like the biggest one are the travel benefits. I love it so much. Number two is I have a really good healthcare plan. You don't really think about that as being something super sexy when you're younger, but having good health insurance is really important. And we have a really good, it's, you know, a little bit expensive, but it's a really good plan, and it has a really good mental health care program. So we can get unlimited counselor therapy, psychiatrist visits for free, which is awesome. I don't want to lie. I've struggled with my mental health over the last few years with the pandemic and everything. I've had some problems with anxiety, and having this health insurance has really helped. I don't know how much it would have cost if we didn't have health insurance. So knock on wood that we'll keep that and it won't get any more expensive. But that's definitely a contributing factor to the awesomeness of the job. Number three, I have to say, is the flexibility. Now, sometimes I say that it's flexible until it's not. Like sometimes I'll have a trip on days that I want off and the trip just will not move no matter what I do. And I do have to go into the computer a lot of times and really try to work on my schedule a lot. So I do spend a lot of time doing that. But I have the opportunity to move my schedule around that way. It's not set in stone. I may start the month with trip A, B, and C, and then in the next couple of weeks get rid of those trips and be flying something completely different, which is great because I'm still relatively junior in the airline. So if you are really savvy about it, you can get really good trips as a junior flight attendant. So I don't care about like big international crazy trips like that. I just want them to be tolerable. The day's not too long, decent layovers, stuff like that. So everyone has their preference. As long as you're willing to put in the time and effort on the computer, always searching for stuff, you can pretty much move your schedule around however you want, which is really nice. The thought of leaving after having spent 9 years here and building up 9 years seniority, if I left and then decided that I made a mistake and wanted to come back, I would have to start all over from the beginning, which would be awful. So staying just for seniority is huge. It's important. Like I've accumulated the seniority and I can see the benefits of it now, little by little. In LA, it's a little bit different, but basically I can make my schedule whatever I want to. It's work to do that. It takes effort, but I can do it. Like I have the next 2 weeks off. Like I can have 2 weeks off every month if I want, which is so awesome. Like what job can say that? That's not even vacation time. My vacation time's not until February, and those will be paid 2 weeks off. This is just 2 weeks off that I said, hey, let's get some time off and go somewhere. So here I am in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. Just kidding. circumstances, but hopefully it'll lead to a very cool road trip. And number 4, what else I can think of is awesome about being a flight attendant is the layovers are fun. A lot of the times the layovers are short-ish and they're at the airport, so you're not like in the middle of the city. I'm not going and being a tourist a bunch of times, like doing a bunch of stuff, but just staying and having, no offense, Kev, my own space. We live in a pretty small apartment, so having a night in a hotel room by myself, it's really just nice to have a little bit of time by myself where I'm not like wanting to do laundry or wanting to do the dishes. You know, sometimes if I'm home alone, I'll be like, okay, well, I have to clean up before Kevin gets home. And there's all this stuff to do. But when I'm in a hotel room for 15 hours, you know, I can do a little bit of something. I can work out, or I can just chill for the whole time if I want to and watch TV, which is really nice. And then sometimes the layovers are actually really fun. We'll go out with the crew. It'll be a cool place. You know, I've laid over in Hawaii a bunch of times. Mexico, New Orleans, New York, lots of cool places that I like. Not a ton of cool international places in LA, unfortunately, although I don't know how much I would want to do that anyway. But yeah, the layovers are really fun, and actually I didn't do any layovers over the last month in my reserve month, so I'm actually kind of missing it. I think sometimes, oh, I'll just do turns and be home every night, but then every once in a while I'm like, oh, I could really use that nice layover, you know. I think if you're a flight attendant, you'll understand. You kind of get into your little layover routine. It's nice. Like I drink tea on my layovers, and I don't drink tea at home, which is weird, but yeah, those are nice, and I'd like to have a layover soon, I think. But hopefully that gave you a little bit of my positive outlook on this job. I am sorry if I am negative about it a lot of times. I try to be honest with you guys and say that it's not my favorite thing to do. It's not the perfect job for me. Someone told me that it's weird because I always want to be off and never want to be working, and that I should get a new job because of that. And I was like, well, doesn't everyone want to be off and not want to be working no matter how much you like your job? Like, my job allows me to have a wonderful personal life, I think, is how I can sum that up. I don't have to work that much. I get paid decently well when I am working, and the side benefits of the job allow me to have a really awesome personal life, which I love to live. So I'll endure 8, 10, 12 days a month of working. It's fine to have that awesome personal life that I hate to leave. So thank you so much for listening to my spiel. Hopefully all that made sense to you. If you guys have any questions or comments, as long as they're nice ones, put them down in the description below, and I will be happy to answer those for you. If we do end up getting the car and making this whole big road trip across the US, we'll be making lots of videos about it, so make sure to check out our other channel, The Awkward Tourists. That's where all the fun stuff is, over on that channel. This is a work channel, that's the fun channel. And don't forget to subscribe, that really helps support me. And I will see you guys next time. This is Kelly from The Awkward Flight Attendant. Peace out. Is this tall enough? No, this is not good. Let's see here. Need something I can put this camera up on. Hold, please.